I came home one day early from work and I found another woman in my house. And so, I know, right? And so I came in the house, I came upstairs. At the time, I saw my daughter sitting on the bed. I'll never forget that she had an orange onesie on. My daughter was about 2 or 3 at the time. And it was as if she was sitting looking at 2 people. And I saw panties on the bed. And so I sat down and I said, tell her to come out the closet. And he was like, what do you mean? He was like, let me go upstairs. I said, no. Tell her to come out the closet. So he says, man, you got to come out the closet. So she said, can I put my clothes on? Yeah, give her her clothes. So she got herself together, and I never forget this lady. She was physically totally opposite from the woman that I was. And but later I understood why. And so I said to her, because she had her head down, and she passed me, I said, God bless you. And
healing is a lifestyle.
So she left. I asked my husband to leave. And then what was funny was that my sons were in their room. The doors were closed. And I brought us all together and we got in the closet. And I said, we need to pray for your father. Because I understood that as much as a lot of my life said, this is your fault, this had nothing to do with me. And the reason I understood that is because I understood as God ordained that day, I saw him moving.
Hey there, I'm Ari, your petite but powerful Kingdom teaching professor and entrepreneur. I bring the sass, the laughs, and the serious, let's get real and heal moments without any filters. Now meet my mom, Pastor Dee, the #1 dunamis woman leading our Healing for My Soul movement. As a Kingdom teaching pastor and life coach, she is unapologetically real, raw, and radical, but she's our rock and the voice of wisdom that we all need. And then there's Allison, fierce yet tender, and the voice for many single mothers. She's the silent heartbeat of our family and will be the first to tell you, yeah, life with these two can be crazy, but I got their back and we're in this together. As a dynamic trio, we spearhead the Healing for My Soul movement, sharing the miraculous healing power of God through our journey, truths, and a little humor as we guide women to pursue healing as a lifestyle so they may experience freedom within their life and legacy.
Hey, you all, welcome to another Healing for My Soul podcast. Oh my God, it's been getting so much healing up in here. It's ridiculous. But we are here because today I want you to know that healing is a lifestyle. It's a way of living. And I am here with 3 beautiful women who have embarked upon their own healing journey. Do you all realize healing attracts healing? Just like heal people, that's what we're doing today. We're going to talk about how healing has not only been a lifestyle for us, but how healing has impacted our lives and impacted our relationships, and we have been inspired by each other. So without further ado, I want to bring with me and introduce to you all 3 beautiful ladies who have touched my heart, because if it wasn't for healing, I wouldn't know them. They came to my life because of healing. Let me just say this, every woman that's around me is because of healing, and that's why you're here as well. So Antoinette, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Healing is a lifestyle.
Yes, it is.
Tell me, first of all, what got you here for your healing journey, and then tell us what healing has done for you real briefly in that aspect of your life.
What got me here? I was lost. I just graduated from college. I was in religion, but I was stuck. Like I couldn't move. I wanted to start my life, and my life wasn't started. I had dealt with homelessness, and and the church wasn't doing it for me. I got a degree, and that didn't do it for me. And I graduated in a recession. So that was even hard, because I always say that I was competing with baby boomers, because at the time they were in their 40s, early 40s. So they were getting the jobs because they didn't have to get trained. They already had the experience. And I didn't. I just came out. So I was just so lost, and I didn't even really understand that I was depressed. I literally would sleep my life away.
Yeah.
I noticed that, you know how sometimes you sleep too much, you get a headache? I didn't get no headache. That's how bad it was. I was sleeping, it was okay. I could get more and more sleep. And so I was just lost. I didn't know, it was like I had a barrier, and I didn't know how to get past that barrier. Like, what do I want to do in life? What do I need to do to succeed? Like, I didn't know which way to go. But then one day, you know, I was in a car with my godmother, and we heard you on the radio station. And you had you were speaking about healing, and I think you was how to produce your power on purpose,
how to produce your power under pressure.
How to exactly, and I
remember that,
and I didn't know how. I didn't know how. You know how you just like, I don't know how to tie my shoe. It was almost, that was how I felt. Like I didn't even know. I would compare it to tying a shoe. Like I didn't know how to produce anything at that point. I went to school and nothing ever processed for me. I had so many damages that was in my way. I didn't know. I felt like I didn't have the guidance that I needed to really to take charge, to get that grit to do what I needed. And so that's what led me to my healing journey when I met you, and going to the healing for my soul clinics.
Yeah.
And it's just been so much. I could be talking forever.
And you here, and we're gonna talk about it more and more. But I want people to know that, you know, life can cause you to have mental barriers. You know what I'm saying? And healing is not just because, you know, I'm abandoned and I'm rejected and I'm all this and all that. And you had some of those factors.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if we can't think, if we can't be clear with our thoughts, and all those things are impediment and barriers, and especially for you as a young woman, I commend you, because that was when I met you, that was 15 years ago? Almost. You know, you was 21. How old are you now?
36.
36. All right, y'all do the math. Y'all do the math. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's not just an age factor. It's an emotional factor. It's a mental factor. So I'm going to hop on over to Cheryl, because that's a whole nother thing right there. Introduce yourself. Tell us what got you here, because healing has truly become a lifestyle for you. Hey, you all, I am here because I really want to admonish you. Take that healing assessment. It is going to be so enlightening for you. You have watched the podcast. You are here with us on this podcast. So get some more insight about you, whether it's mental, whether it's emotional, financial, sexual, social, marital, whatever you need, take the assessment. Go to www.healingformysoulpodcast.com. You are worth the investment, and you are worth the time. Now, let's get back to this episode.
Yes, it has. So I was listening to Antoinette, and as she was talking, it began to take me even back further, like how it all started.
We ain't got time for you to go back to 21.
Oh no, not that far back, not that far back. But I left home at 18. I moved to the Atlanta area with no instructions, didn't know nobody, doing it on my own. And I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes, but I was keep getting the same thing. And then I'm a person that look for self-help. I like to read. I like to look at books. I need this, I need that. I'm like, that ain't working. I began to read up on the law of attraction, and it kind of directed me here. Then I began to say, you know, I'm going to church every Sunday, and they keep saying that I'm supposed to get this, I'm supposed to do this, and I wasn't seeing none of that, right? So I was like, God, I need somebody to teach me. I didn't know who or whatever, but I had already joined the community at that time, but mentally I wasn't ready. But when I really began to say, God, I really need somebody to teach me, is really when I dived into it. And at that time, it was a challenge going on about betrayal.
A healing for my soul challenge.
Right, healing for my soul challenge on betrayal. Usually, we think of a betrayal as just a person.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was betrayal of the church. Because
that's a whole nother healing for my soul challenge.
Right. And I began to realize, because I was raising my hand saying amen, and I didn't even agree to that stuff. As a matter of fact, I could have got up there and did the same thing he was doing, right? So it wasn't working for me. I found myself in the same old thing over and over again. And I'm like, God, I need somebody to teach me. And he led me to the community. And I dived in. I realized how controlling I was. I realized that a lot of things about myself, even to this day, that I realized a lot of things that I kept repeating over and over again, and it was landing me in the same place. But now that I'm here and I realize these things and I began to implement the things that was being taught to me, and I can say that I have been healed in certain areas, but it is leading me to other areas to be healed in. So I believe that we help one another.
Yeah.
Like she was dealing with mental, me spiritual. Somebody else could be hurt, broken, emotional,
we'll get
all
to
that
this
stuff.
right
You
here
know,
by
so
here.
I mean, it's almost like I gave an analogy. Lord, I wish that you would just turn me over and pull everything out that's in me, and somewhat kind of like rebuild me all over again.
Well, I mean, even the Word of God says you can't put new wine into old wineskin.
Right.
You know, healing empties us out for Him to pour back into us.
Right.
You know, so it's, you know, if you just imagine how much has been emptied out as your emotions have been cleansed, your mind have been cleansed, and that's the spiritual journey.
Right.
Spiritual healing is spiritual awakening. You know what I'm saying? Because some things we just don't even realize because we got all that clutter in our soul. But it's a beautiful thing that I'm able to develop a relationship with you
Yes, ma'am.
as I serve as a kingdom teaching pastor for your life.
Yes.
All right, I'm honored. And so this beautiful woman right here, come on, give me the smile. Yeah. Because healing is a lifestyle. How long have you been on this journey? Tell me that now, since you embarked upon the healing.
So since I've joined, I came through a 14-day challenge when you guys were doing challenges for
Healing for My Soul challenge for 14 days.
For 14 days.
You stayed every day?
No, I didn't. I wasn't healed yet. But I came in the Healing for My Soul 14-day challenge, and I did. I came as faithfully as I could, but the damages kept me hiding from myself. It's like I was working against myself. You know, for so long I pretended to be, or I personified this person and I didn't even know who Maisha was. And so as I joined the 14-day Healing for My Soul challenge, and I came closer, I called the office, talked to Michelle at the time. Then I got a hold of you, and at that particular time, what I was dealing with emotionally was my husband at the time. Is he still my husband? I think.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. My husband, we had been together, I think, at that time for about 15 years. And I came home one day early from work, and I found another woman in my house. And so, I know, right? And it was amazing because this was really all God, if you can understand it. And if stick around, you will. And so I came in the house, I came upstairs. At the time, I saw my daughter sitting on the bed. I'll never forget that she had an orange onesie on. My daughter was about 2 or 3 at the time. And it was as if she was sitting looking at 2 people. And I saw panties on the bed. And so I sat down, and I said, tell her to come out the closet. And he was like, what do you mean? He was like, let me go upstairs. I said, no, tell her to come out the closet. So he says, man, you got to come out the closet. So she said, can I put my clothes on? Yeah, give her her clothes. So she got herself together, and I never forget this lady. She was physically totally opposite from the woman that I was. And, but later I understood why. And so I said to her, because she had her head down and she passed me, I said, God bless you. And
Healing is a lifestyle.
So she left. I asked my husband to leave. And then what was funny was that my sons were in their room. The doors were closed. And I brought us all together, and we got in the closet. And I said, we need to pray for your father. Because I understood that as much as a lot of my life said, this is your fault, this had nothing to do with me. And the reason I understood that is because I understood as God ordained that day, I saw him moving. And so I had to really get out of my feelings, right? I really was out of my feelings because we didn't fight. I didn't have to put my Vaseline. None of that took place. I didn't even think about that because I understood the pain. And the reason I understood the pain was because years before that, I could have been in a similar situation. The same female, the same shame, the same guilt. And so as I take this journey, I've been on this journey for about 6 years now with Pastor Dee. As I've taken this journey, I understand that there's, like Sherlyn alluded to, there's more healing to go, but and I understand God's not done with me yet. And I understand that the cup that he has given me to carry, Ariel talked about this a couple, maybe last year. She said, or maybe you said it, Pastor D, that when we get married, we need to carry our cross.
Yeah.
Down the aisle.
Yeah.
The white dress can go. I need the cross because that's what you're carrying when you take that. When you say that I do. So that was the head on it for me.
So we got mental is a lifestyle, spiritual, and we got emotional.
Yes.
How can someone embrace spiritual healing as a lifestyle? What does that look like? There's so many women who go to church. There's so many women who hear. There's so many people. Let me just not define it as women. And we don't even realize, I don't think, and I can speak for myself as this, that I wasn't getting fed what I needed with specificity. How has that resonated for you with healing?
I believe that the first battle with me was being delivered from people. What this person's gonna say, afraid of this. So I think that's what kept me going back, right? Because
what people think.
Right, what people think, and I didn't want to hurt this person. I don't know how to say this to this person. You know, I don't know why I didn't know, because it's not like that they was cultivating me. We wasn't in a relationship with each other. We only just spoke to each other. We didn't have a relationship. So I don't know why I was so attached to them. Probably afraid of the unknown. Just didn't know. Didn't trust where God was taking me. But I just had to just be sick and tired of it and take a leap. And to trust that whoever he was going to send me to, they was going to be there to do what I needed to be done for me spiritually.
Now, I know our episodes are getting gooder and gooder, as my mom would say, but we want to hear from you. So make sure that you are commenting on the episodes, like the episode, and subscribe so you are not missing any time an episode drops on your notifications. So you know what to do. Comment down below, make sure you like, and then subscribe so we know that you're fully in and committed to the Healing for My Soul journey. Now, get back to your good episode.
I want you to dig a little bit deeper before I go to the mental aspect, because we had admonished all the women to be a part of our healing assessment. Do the assessment. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't done the assessment, go and do the healing assessment, because that is very, very intricate and important, which is how you came with the fact of spiritual healing. You know what I'm saying? Right. But when you actually assessed yourself in that area, assessed yourself outside of the people, what did that really look like within?
I believe that what it looked like within is that I wasn't spiritually cultivated as I thought I was. I didn't know what I thought I knew. It was a language that everybody spoke. Even now I hear it. You know, I can spot it a mile away. It's like everybody is saying the same thing, but nothing is being manifested from it.
Correct.
It's just the language. It's what to say. But what good is saying it when nothing is coming out of it?
And I want you to start thinking about, because I'm going to come back to you, about what has really started to manifest in your life spiritually. Manifest. But I want you to talk about the mental part of the assessment and what did that look like for you as you assess yourself mentally, to really know this was happening, that was happening. Your mind, because the mind is a powerful thing.
Really, what I realized mentally when I go back, and sometimes you got to really go back to see. And really, a lot of my barriers came from mentally was childhood. When you're continued to it was continued pressed upon me as a child to be perfect and not make mistakes, right? And so I subconsciously was like, I shut down and I shut off my mind, because whenever I tried to be perfect, it wasn't right. And that's what I was able to see. But now that I'm here, I can say, okay, it's okay to make mistakes.
okay.
It's okay to fall.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, when you're a toddler and you're walking, it's okay for the baby to fall on her butt, you know, or his butt. But as I was growing up, and I remember it was 5 years old, and I just say something, 5 is just such an intricate age. And and we're talking over here about emotional, spiritual, and mental, and that's when the attacks start to come. And I saw the attacks in different areas, but I saw the attack, and I'm just gonna be frank, I'm gonna just be real with it.
Yeah.
It was academically. Academically, I did not learn how everyone else learned. The teacher would say she gets it, but then she don't get it now. She just did the answer, but I don't know how she don't have the answer now.
And that messes with your self-esteem. That impairs your self-esteem, shall I say. Yeah.
But I didn't realize that day that I met you or heard you on the radio, I didn't know why I felt stuck. I didn't know, why am I so stuck? Why can't I move? But while I was here on this journey, I was able to go back, hold on, wait a minute. This didn't just happen at 20 or 19 or 18. This happened when I was 5 years old, when, let's be real, I was getting whoopings every time I didn't get 2 + 2.
Yeah.
Or 3 + 2, or the fractions, or you just had it. Why you don't have
What's
it
3
now?
+ 2? What did it equal?
3, 5. 5. You say 3 times.
You even think about it.
You know, but you saw it came up. And and that's something else to say, is that I'm always like on edge now. Like when people ask me questions or I'm interacting with someone that's intelligent, it's like I always got to stay on edge. Like I don't like competitions, but I'm here for a competition because it was rooted in me. Like, you got to know it. You got to know it. So I give my own self anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I always feel like I got to have it right.
And that's why healing is a lifestyle, because, and I'm speaking from a coaching perspective right now, particularly because, you can spot what is needed. You can see it. And like you say, okay, what is it? But now you got to, because now my self-esteem still needs to be repaired. I can deal with this, but it still needs my self-esteem to be attended to, particularly from a mothering standpoint. You know what I'm saying? To be able to say, let me give you praise. Good job. You know what I'm saying? Even when you make a mistake, it's okay, because there's always a lesson in it. You know what I'm saying? And I am grateful to be able to been contributing to your life spiritually, particularly as a spiritual mother, to say, hey, regardless of it, great job. You know what I'm saying? You're learning, you're progressing. I remember that 20-something, 21-year-old, beautiful, depressed, mentally stuck woman, you know what I'm saying? And that I took, and I wasn't letting up on you.
Looking out the window, even put demands on you, but you walked in that emotional healing clinic every Saturday and you pressed your way. And here you are today. Now, it's more to be told, but I just want to commend you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely want to commend you for that. Assess yourself emotionally. What you said was profound. I don't know if many women could have even handled that aspect at that point. I can relate to it. I'm not going to go in, and it's not about myself. But I know that there's some work that needed to be done after that emotionally.
Yes.
How did you assess emotionally? I need some work done. I handled it. I prayed for them. I prayed with my children. But I know some other stuff was going on emotionally that you had to say, I need this for myself.
I was disconnected from reality. That bottom line. I was going through the motions, but there was such a barrier or blockage that when that situation happened, it happened, and it was like, okay, well, because the reality of it is that we had been together, my son at the time, we had been together from day one. He was little things here, little things there, so it's like I had become numb, actually, because I was used to the pain, There's a commercial that says, I haven't got time for the pain anymore. Well, I was just used to it. That was my life of pain. And so when it occurred, what really happened was I just took it all in. I got it. I take that too. I put it in my bag. Like Erica, you talked about the bag lady. That was just another bag. So I got to carry this one too.
Yeah.
When I spoke with you, you shifted my mind, and because I moved down to the basement. My daughter and I were comfortable. We had a fireplace, a nice blow-up bed. I had my nice comfy sheets. And you told me, you were like, come out the basement. And I was like, mic check 1, 2. is this pastor? Or I was like, I'm saying to myself, I thought she was supposed to be a pastor, because every word of God said to leave his ass, and they didn't say that in the Bible, but you spoke contrary to what the world says or what the advisement I would have gotten elsewhere, because you understood. It's like you looked into my soul, and you saw the damages, and you wanted to help. You helped me shift my mind, and the practice of healing as a lifestyle has enabled me to now see that very same man come full circle, where when I first joined Dunamis Woman Community, Dunamis Woman University, Dunamis Woman Institute, he was, when I would mention your name, I was like, I would have to turn down the prayer. He was just like, every time he would, anything healing, he was just like, roar, and now it's like, what's Pastor D doing? What does Pastor D said? You're going to call Mama D. And so I would say the practice of healing being a journey is that women they give up too. They give up too soon, because I'm beginning to see the fruits of what God has done.
And how long has it been now?
It's been 6 years.
6 years. And now he has come around.
Yes.
He's pursuing his healing.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's a miracle. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got a question for you. Have you ever been a part of one of our Healing for My Soul challenges? Well, we have so many women who've been there 1 time, 2 times, 14 times, all kinds of times, but it's nothing like being there with you. So if you have never experienced one of our Healing for My Soul challenges that we have 3 days, 5 days, deep topics that go deep within our soul so we can deal with the unresolved conflicts, go to the website right now, and you're going to be a part of this Healing for My Soul movement by joining us on one of our challenges, www.healingformysoulpodcast.com. I can't wait to see you there. All right? Now let's get back to this episode. We can carry some baggages. I want you all to put in the comment right now, what is your baggage? What all do you have in your bag? You're a bag lady. Okay? Bag lady, but really assess. What is in your bag? You know what I'm saying? How heavy is it? What the weight is it? How is it weighing you down? You didn't even realize that you was being wore out and wore down, and it took you literally to the basement. Spiritually, you was in the basement. Mentally, you were where? In the basement. You was just the physical manifestation of what many of us don't even see, but we're there. Where? In the basement.
Yes.
Got our fireplace, got our little nice little toys, got our kids, our dog, cuddling, you know what I'm saying? Thinking everything is okay. You know what I'm saying? But for someone else to see within your soul, you're worth more than that.
Absolutely.
And you could think it's okay because it was your basement. You know what I'm saying? But spiritually, it's an indicator how the enemy has a stronghold on your soul. And it looked like you was okay because you did the loving, nice, forgiving thing. But it was a sting. I know what it is to find panties in your bed that wasn't yours, literally. Does that make sense? I can identify with your pain. That's why I said, get your ass up out that basement, because it'll take you in a pit. You understand what I'm saying? It will take you in a pit. So many women are watching right now. We want you all to comment. What is really your assessment? Go to www.healingformysoulpodcast.com and take the assessment if you hadn't. But so many women are out there. I want you to encourage a woman for healing as a lifestyle. What's her first step she need to do? Shirlene, spiritually, what's the first step she need to do? Maisha, emotionally, what's the first step she need to do? Let's just speak it.
You know what? The first thing that just came to my mind, because you said the pit, I said pity. Pit is pit and pity. And I would come out of the pity.
Come out of the pity.
You got to be ready to be faced with your shit. Can I say that?
Secrets hidden in torment.
Secrets hidden in torment. And you got to really be faced, because I was in pity and didn't realize it. And so every time I think about the pity, I think about woe is me, I have to stop myself. I have to stop myself. So I would say stop yourself and come out of the pit, come out of the pity, and take action. I had to take action.
You had to take action.
And say, hey, you gave me some real stuff. You told me, hey, get up, go do this. I had to literally humble myself and go get a retail job when I had a degree. I felt like, and I ain't gonna lie, I felt like I had a degree. Why I gotta work at Applebee's? Okay,
Right.
why do I need to go to apply to Applebee's? But I did it, and it helped me get to where I am now because I had to humble myself, but I had to get out of that pit, get out of pity, and just walk miles. And I mean literally walk miles.
Yeah. That's that demand on you. Before I go to Charlene, healing is a lifestyle. Where do you see yourself going?
Where do I see myself? Really, when I came how to produce under pressure. And I really see myself really producing.
Yeah.
Really annihilating every barrier that held me back, everything that kept me asleep. And now it's gonna keep me up. I'm staying awake. So I literally see myself really active and really making progress and seeing produce and seeing production come forth out of me. Purpose, power. I really see all of that. And I'm looking forward to healing more, but I know now that I don't allow the pity to get to me anymore.
Awesome. Well, look, this podcast is gonna be around, so hey, we're gonna be y'all stay connected so we can keep up with her. All right, see what she gonna produce. All right, but I know as you continue to pursue the healing as a lifestyle, it's automatic. You can't just settle no more. You just can't settle. Charlene, spiritually, talk to him.
Okay, what I would say is to loose those things that's not serving you anymore.
Shake yourself loose.
Wasting your time when you know that it's really doing nothing for you. You're only going through this formality because mom and them, auntie and them, daddy and them built the church. This is my family, but it's not serving you any purpose.
Who is mama and them? Auntie them. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All of them. You following them or because you got friends there, and just step out. Just step out. Yes, I know that you don't know. It's going to be uncomfortable, but what I'm learning is that if you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing.
Yeah.
So you got to get away from the norm.
And I remember so clearly how you were afraid. You were really afraid, but I didn't tell you to leave. I just admonish you to think about you. What do you really need? Because at the end of the day, when you stand before God, it's just you and him.
Exactly.
The person on the pew on the left and the person on the pew on the right and the person in the pew on the front and the one in the back is not going to be there. Not even the one who standing at the pulpit. It's you and him. Exactly. And that's what you did. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you very
much. All right. Emotionally, what they got to do? Come on through.
So come out of that perfectionism. Come out of that perfectionism. And it's funny because that word wasn't even in my vocabulary until we recently had a strategy session, and that word came around full circle, but I knew that it was time. Yeah. So it's amazing how you think, okay, I've gone to this level, what now? There's still more healing to be had. There's still more healing to be had. So I would say, you ain't what it looks like. You ain't what it looks like.
I love the fact that the more you grow in God, the deeper he go in you. And that's what make healing a lifestyle. Where do you see yourself? Where you going? Where you headed, Charlene?
More and more healing. I am becoming more free. I'm beginning to know who I am and love on me and have fun with me. And then also realize that people are watching me. And like you have taught us, or even with the words that he created me in his image and his likeness for a reason, because there are so many people out there that was like me. Yeah. And that I am being used as an instrument to pull them out.
At this young, tender age of what?
59.
Come on through with your sexy self. Come on, let's wrap it up. Close. Where you see yourself?
Oh man, so it's funny. The deeper, going the deeper, and not only being free, but seeing where I'm not free, because I was afraid to even look at where my freedom was not. And so I see myself just soaring and just seeing God open a road and me following and not having to try to figure out or care about what people think it looks like when I'm there.
And that's huge. That's huge. Well, you all, I thank you all for joining us. But before we go, I want to ask you, where do you see yourself? Where are you going? but you can't get there without the healing power of God. Healing is a lifestyle. You have heard mental barriers, spiritual barriers, emotional barriers, and if these women can do it, you can do it too. There's so many other. Once again, I'm going to remind you, go and take that assessment if you haven't, because you are worth knowing where you are, but you're mostly worth knowing where you're going. Thank you for joining us on this episode, and I'll see you on the next one.